Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack, and we do have some live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be on MLG's Tal'Darim Altar. And I must mention that this is the finals in tonight's All-League tournament called Starcraft's All-League Arena. Yeah, that's the one. And it is going to be NMxEnixAce taking on TvT. Now, interestingly enough, these guys probably know each other pretty well. They are from the same clan, Clan Nightmare. Both of them appear to be Korean players and chatting it out here in Korean. I think that's Korean. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. Somebody tell me if you do know what language they are speaking. I assume it's Korean. But yeah, I think that symbol, this little TP right there, I think that is Korean symbol. So I'm pretty sure it's Korean, but if somebody knows for sure, let me know. Make sure I'm not an idiot. But here on Tal'Darim Altar, they are going to be spawning in cross positions. NMxEnixAce is our red Terran player. In the top left, in the bottom right, we do have TvT as our green Terran. How do you love a TvT final? Cool. Thanks, Purity. Good thing that you know that. Purity did tell me that this is indeed Korean. I thought it was, but I had to make sure. Yeah, I know it's not a TP. I know it's not a TP, but it looks like a TP. Gotta admit, that does look like a TP right there. But apparently it is about the equivalent of an S. So now we know. Good stuff. I'm glad somebody knows these things. NMxEnixAce is going to be opening with a barracks, and check it out. TvT doing the same thing. Excuse me. All right. And some good scouting going on here. Looks like NMxEnixAce is going to cruise up here to check this location out. Nothing going on there. And TvT is going to be cruising in this direction. So mirrors on the wall. These guys doing almost the exact same thing in their production tab. Look at that. Just the timings are so very similar right now. And I mean, a match like this from two friends, two clanmates, in the finals of my tournament is really actually making me pretty happy at this moment. We do have a tech lab going down here for NMxEnixAce. No tech lab for TvT. Now, this is definitely a deviation in that mirror of a build. So TvT is going to be going for an expand. Does have a Marine here to try and kill this SCV. However, the SCV did see the command center going down. So we'll see if NMxEnixAce is going to try and put some pressure on. Now, he is getting a tech lab first, which probably means Reapers. Oh, look at that. It is indeed going to be Reapers. Cool. So Reaper number 1 out on the field here in just a moment. Good scouting here from TvT is going to see the reactored barracks. Knows to start worrying about those Reapers. Yeah, and look at this. Wow. Interesting. Combat shield going down here for NMxEnixAce. Combat shield, kind of interesting. Marines do gain plus 10 life from that upgrade, so we should see some Marines here in just a little bit. Notice that it is going to be a Marine coming out next. Only one Reaper for the moment is going to be cruising out across the field to try and put some hurt on his opponent. In the meantime, we do have a factory going down for TvT. Looks like he is going to be playing defensively here for just a little while. Not a bad play here in our TvT matchup. Double gas right now for TvT, so probably going to be getting some tanks out here fairly early. Either that or he is going to get some air as well. We'll see if he's going to go for a starport here quickly or not. Now these TvT matchups can just be brutal, man. Taking us into the late game with serious stuff like mass air units, mass, what do you call them, Ravens. I've seen before. That is tons of fun to see, but there it is. It is going to be a starport. Tech lab going down here on the factory. Maybe he's going to switch it and go for the early air. Either that or it is going to be tanks right away. Interested to see what it's going to be. Now, NMxEnixAce is getting his command center up and running here in pretty decent time as well. We do have this orbital command here complete for TvT, though, and it is going to be a bunker here for defense for TvT. In the meantime, NMxEnixAce just going to be guarding his ramp with 4 Marines. Not a bad deal there. Oh wait, we missed where it happened to that that poor Reaper, but he did get what looks to be 2 kills. Not bad. Well, sure sorry we missed that Reaper play. Where did the Reaper go? I guess he is dead. Man, I missed it. Slapping myself right now. Bunker is complete here for Tapeless. 2 more gas going down for Tapeless. It is going to be heavy tech for Tapeless, so I'm liking that quite a bit. Notice that he is getting the cloaking field. It is going to be some cloak banshees. Tech lab going down on the factory. Probably going to see some tanks here in just a moment. Either that or it's going to be blue flame. We'll see what it is. Tanks it is. Good stuff. Tanks with banshees. Got to love that combination. We do have a Marine cruising out across the field. This guy probably not going to try and win the game alone. More so looking for probably a tower or something. Yep, there it is. He is going to take a tower. Not a push. I promise that was not a 1 Marine push. How's that? But plenty of Marines out on the face right now. On the map right now for NMxEnixAce. Goodness, I must be getting tired tonight. But great looking play from him. It is going to be mass infantry here for just a little while from NMxEnixAce. Now, I would tend to say that not super effective against mech play, especially with siege tanks, but we'll see how he's going to be able to do it. It will require good positioning and very, very good micro from NMxEnixAce. We'll see how that's going to go. He is... Oh, look at this. NMxEnixAce taking this forward Zelnaga tower. Tapeless taking this forward tower. Here comes the Banshee Harass. It is cloaked. It did take some real damage there. Pretty good. Against that, it looks like the missile turret doing its job. Gonna have to back out there. Here comes Banshee number 2. Looks like this one gonna give it the old college try here at the mineral line as well. Maybe. Gonna take out a couple Marines. Not too bad. He got one harvester kill, 2 Marines, but there are now plenty of Marines here now to deal with this Banshee. This Banshee may even die. Oh wow, was he out of the range of that missile turret? It looks as though he is. But his energy is about to be up here, so that is going to cost him his life potentially, unless he backs out, or she, I should say. It is a little girl in there. And she is going to be backing out. No, maybe not. Just getting pesky here. Going to try and put some damage on that supply depot. Oh, wow, sniped. NMxEnixAce taking it down. Pretty good stuff there. We do have some Marines here. For Tapeless, going to be working on these destructible rocks, gearing up for his 3rd. Does he have it going down yet? No, he does not, but he does have what appears to be 3 factories in his main. Plenty of tanks coming out on the field here. We do have a blue flame as well, and a reactor factory pumping out. Guess what? Hellions, and here comes a big push here from NMxEnixAce. He does have stim complete, and he does have combat shield complete as well, so that's pretty solid. Oh wow, Hellions dying so quickly there. Little bit of a mistake there from Tapeless potentially to move those guys out right now at that point. Probably not super effective, but now NMxEnixAce in great position with these Marines who have all stemmed and are all looking pretty shabby. Yellow or red HP on these suckers, and this medevac definitely has its work cut out for her to heal all of those suckers up. But we do have command center number 3 here for NMxEnixAce. And a command center here for Tapeless as well, only slightly behind his opponent. And down go the destructible rocks here for NMxEnixAce. Pretty solid stuff. Going to be getting 3rd base. But man, Mass Marine, how often do you see that in a TvT? Last time I saw that was Recent vs. Animal. You guys might remember that if you watch my YouTube channel, but Recent vs. Animal was a phenomenal game. And Recent went all just strictly Marines. And he did get medevacs out, but not very many. The entire game, he only built 3 units. He didn't build not one single tank. It was crazy. So Marines, SCVs, and medevacs is all he built. But that's interesting stuff. It looks as though that's not going to be the case here with, with NMxEnixAce. But it's not too far different, to be honest. He does have out now 1 Marauder, which will be relatively effective, I guess, against a lot of tanks, but not only with 1. So, I mean, he's going to have to get out more than that, I believe, to be super effective. It looks as though NMxEnixAce... Oh, wow! Catching Tapeless off guard there. Tapeless not on an A move and losing all of those Hellions so quickly. Brutal stuff here. Looks as though NMxEnixAce is going to be pushing an attack with a bunch of Marines here. Looks like this command center ready to go. We do have some mining going on here. In the meantime, this detachment here from NMxEnixAce is going to be cruising up around the back side of this, and he is going to be mounting an attack here. Look at this. Tapeless is catching wind of it, going to be sieging up his tanks here in pretty decent fashion. Does have some Hellions here to try and deal the damage to these light units. Is doing a pretty decent job here. These guys are going to be able to get some kills here, but this, oh my goodness. Oh no, the planetary fortress. Oh, there we go. There goes the heal. There goes the repair on that sucker. Absolutely has to do that. Tapeless does have a pretty decent siege line here for NMxEnixAce to deal with. I think backing out here probably the right move, but that's a lot of Marines he's got. And notice that he's continuing this infantry production, but switching it up to Marauders now. Now Marauders going to present a little bit different dynamic. Marauders tend to be a little bit better against mech units. They do plus damage to armored units. Notice that it's double the damage. So first tanks, they can be fairly effective. Just depends on positioning and a couple other factors, but Tapeless should be, I don't know, with the amount of tanks he's got right now, he should be in fairly decent shape. These Hellions trying to get out of the way. Looks like they may go for a counterattack while NMxEnixAce is out of position here with his entire army. These guys are going to be clearing out some towers here. And you know what? I don't know if I'd cruise up there quite yet because these are armored units, but notice that they only do 9 damage to armored units. 21 to light, so they're super effective against the Marines, but not quite as effective against those Marauders. Are going to cruise in here, but no mining going on here at the third, so I think backing out is probably the best move. Oh my goodness, he did sneak by there a little bit, but he's losing so many of them. But you know what, I think Tapeless really wants to sack these guys, needs to free up some supply for his tanks. More mech units, I think is what he wants. Now notice that he is putting down a pretty decent defensive line here. He's got some missile turrets going up as well as some sensor towers to see when his opponent's coming his way. Is on solid 3-base play right now. But look at this, he still has a lot of Hellions out. But sacking those Hellions I don't think was super cost effective, especially since he's not really transitioning here. Now we do have some Vikings coming out. That's going to be helpful. And another reactor going down on the starport, so it's going to be more Vikings, I'm guessing. But NMxEnixAce now in great shape with this just infantry army. Notice that he does have +2/+2 complete on these guys. Stim is complete, no concussive shells. Of course, he doesn't necessarily need that against tanks, which tend to not move very much. But we'll see how that's going to go. We do have... Oh, Tapeless trying to put something down there. Did have to cancel. It was a command center. Trying to take an expansion, not a bad idea, but it did get denied. Oh, and look at this. Hellions getting in here. They are going to kill all of these mules, and hopefully they'll be able to get out, but it does not look like it, so hopefully that was cost effective enough to be worth it. More mules being summoned there immediately. This 3-base play for NMxEnixAce looking pretty solid right now. But Tapeless still mining pretty well. He does have a planetary fortress here at this third, and is going to be flying out a command center here to take his fourth. Probably going to go for, I'll assume at this point, another planetary fortress with this command center, since he didn't turn it into an orbital command first. We'll guess at that right now, but you never really quite know. Hellions being fairly active here. We do have a lot of Vikings now out on the field, as well as a Raven. Good scans going down. You'll notice that NMxEnixAce probably going to be using a lot of his energy now for scans to try and keep track of his opponent's army here. Notice that Tapeless is going to be trying to blind his opponent as much as possible. We do have this Marine going to come over here, and he does see the expand going down, so that was good stuff there for him. Tapeless is going to be repositioning that. Probably should send over one Hellion to go deal with this little pesky Marine, but it is what it is, and here comes the main attack from NMxEnixAce. Is Tapeless going to be able to hold here? Sieging his tanks up there in pretty decent style, but NMxEnixAce is going to be backing out, it looks like, for just a moment. These Vikings should be able to deal fairly well with these medevacs here, but it's got to be done fairly quickly and still keep those guys alive. to increase the range of these siege tanks. Now that's a lot of tanks on the field. We do have +2 attack on these tanks. Got to get these guys in position. Don't get caught out of siege. See, oh, stim coming in. But look at that. The Ravens being super effective there. Forcing the stim there. Well, not really forcing it, but Enix did stim, and that cost a lot of HP. Now the tanks did unsiege there for a minute. Sieging up here in pretty decent time. Blasting away at this heavy infantry army, and look at that army just evaporate so quickly there from NMxEnixAce. He absolutely had to back out there as quickly as possible. Pretty decent reaction time there, but he did take a fairly severe loss. He is going to cruise over here. There is a planetary fortress here to defend itself. Not bad, and NMxEnixAce is going to choose to back out. Now he does have, oh, it's just a marine, never mind. I thought it might have been a medevac. Looking for a drop, but it is not a drop. In the meantime, Tapeless going to be cruising out with 100 tanks, it looks like. But that, no, I don't know how many it is. I guess we could check to see. Units tab shows 28 tanks. Feels like 100 though, doesn't it? My goodness, and look at that. He is getting out weapons level 3 on these tanks. And, oh wow, both of these guys out of position now. Could turn into a base race type scenario unless one wants to turn around to defend. Now, Tapeless is going to be getting into position here, I think, just a little bit faster. Tanks sieging up here. NMxEnixAce looks like he is going to go for it. Oh, no, he turned around. I think he second-guessed himself there, and now is just going to back up for a defense at his main, I think. I'm not entirely sure what he's going to do here, but here comes the siege tanks. These guys going to be leapfrogging forward here, sieging up in pretty decent time. This army going to be blasted away. Who is going to be able to take it down? We do see a flank here, but these siege tanks in pretty good position, especially with all this Viking support. And it looks as though Tapeless is going to be doing a lot of damage, but did lose all of those tanks. Now he is going to have plenty of tanks back here at the back, as well as battle cruisers. Now that's kind of cool. Haven't seen battle cruisers in a good long while. Oh, he did take out this expand, by the way, with a whole bunch of siege tanks. I missed that. Slap. That's okay. We'll catch up here. NMxEnixAce, though, is suffering in the supply count. That's partially because of the loss of this base. I think that was a nice detour there for Tapeless. Let's just check the units tab. 37 for NMxEnixAce on the harvester count. 62 for Tapeless, so he is in phenomenal shape right now. This is one of those situations where he could potentially just bleed his opponent dry, and that is absolutely no fun. NMxEnixAce is going to be trying to mount what looks like a small counterattack here. We do have a lot of Hellions cruising around the field here being fairly active, but they're not super effective against the Marauders. But with this many upgrades, looks like they may be able to do a decent amount of damage. But look how cool, oh man, those Marauders can tank so much damage from those guys. Great play here from NMxEnixAce. Is going to try and get a comeback coming on, but nothing quite yet. Is going to cruise down here to try and deny this expand. The expand already lifting off, saying, fine, I'm not even going to deal with it. This base over here, though, is up and running. This planetary fortress has been there for just a little while. Notice that NMxEnixAce does not have a planetary here at this position, and this is only really the only mining base that he's got at this point. I mean, he can do a little mining here in the main, but that's almost no resources. So he is really going to be in for some trouble if he does not get an expand down here, I think. Because this natural completely mined out except for one mineral patch here. 55 minerals left on it, so you may as well call it mined out. But Tapeless now in phenomenal shape. It's just going to come down to whether or not NMxEnixAce can defend and expand at the same time, and that is difficult, ladies and gentlemen. So good stuff though. NMxEnixAce going to be cruising forward here with a lot of Marauders. Now the Marauders with +3/+3. Super effective, really, when it comes down to it against the tanks. The only trouble for him is going to be battle cruisers. Battle cruisers are a hard counter, if you will, to those poor ground units that just are not able to attack air. And NMxEnixAce trying to decide whether or not he's going to be pushing an attack or not. He's, I think, a little tentative here. I don't blame him. You can see that, I mean, Tapeless does know what's coming his way. He is backing out here. He's got a nice looking siege line. Here comes the Vikings. Going to be taking out all of the healing medevacs, and here come the battle cruisers. going to be blasting away at these units. Boy, they sure take on Marines quickly too, and so NMxEnixAce now finds himself in this sticky position where doesn't really have the units to deal with battle cruisers. TvT does have a maxed out army, is going to start floating a lot of minerals here, and probably should see him take another expand. We'll see if that's the case. Oh, he did get this one up and running, by the way. And here comes his very, very large army. Scary, scary. He does have +3 on that. +1 now on these air units. That is absolutely brutal. Tank's going to be sieging up. Hellion's going to be pushing forward here, making sure that any of those Marines do not get tons of shots off against the battle cruisers, and that's a lot of battle cruisers. Look at that, 6 battle cruisers, and not very many of them with poor health, so pretty good stuff. We're going to see TvT take his time moving out across the field here. He's really got to keep those tanks sieged up. That is the key here. NMxEnixAce going to try and make a little blockade here, potentially. Oh, stemming forward. Is he going to be able to make it happen? He did scout those tanks out of siege for just a moment, but it looks like TvT going to be keeping a lot of tanks alive here during this engagement. Look at this army from NMxEnixAce going down so quickly, and there's the GG. That was his last-ditch effort, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't able to make it happen. TvT taking down Game 1 in phenomenal style. We'll be going into Game 2 here in just a moment, so don't alt-tab. Always out Starcraft. We will see you guys here in just a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Snack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be Game 2 in the best of 5 of tonight's finals for our All-League Arena tournament. That is Alt Starcraft's premier, if you will, tournament. Yeah, our weekly tournament. It's going to be taking place on Tuesday nights and Saturday nights every single week, just about, except for 1 week out of each month where we will have a monthly tournament instead, where the prize pools are quite a bit larger, but it does take a couple days to complete that one. So yeah, pretty good stuff. But check us out. AltStarcraft.com should be up and running here fairly soon. It is not, however, right now, so don't type it in quite yet. Whoops, I need a screen change. I'm sure sorry about that. I tried to press it, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I hit the wrong key. But there's your screen change. We should be okay here. We're only a minute into the game. It is going to be on Shattered Temple. At the request of NMxEnixAce, TvT taking down game number 1, going to start mounting the pressure against his opponent here. Now, both of these guys do hail from Clan Nightmare. As you can see, that NMx does stand for Clan Nightmare. And cross positions here on this map, though. NMxEnixAce is our red Terran here at the 2 o'clock position. 8 o'clock, we do find TvT as our green Terran. And going to be probably standard openers here, I assume, from these guys. Yeah, you can see the timings here almost identical. Same idea so far. Now, these guys do know each other. They do know each other's playstyle a little bit, which is going to add an interesting dynamic to this best of 5 final. It is a $20 cash prize, by the way. So these guys battling it out for $20 take home. Got to love it. Now, this is a fun map for TvT, too, because it's really, when it comes down to it, fairly small map. It's not the biggest one-on-one map that Blizzard has in its arsenal. That's for sure. But, 1 gas going down here for NMxEnixAce here fairly fast, but it looks like the same timing so far from both of these guys. We'll see if they're going to start to deviate at all like they did in that last game, but it appears not quite yet. Oh, there we go. We do have, oh, nope, same thing from both players. Only seconds behind here for NMxEnixAce. And, oh, look at this. TvT going for a Tech Lab first. So there's your deviation so far in your build order. TvT going for that Tech Lab. Now, it was scouted here by NMxEnixAce very, very quickly. And he's like, I'm going to go ahead and try and kill that Tech Lab. Go ahead and try and kill it, and it will take him just a little while. It does have 400 HP. In the meantime, we do have a Reaper on the way. Reaper number 1. Oh, look at this. TvT going to be going ahead and grabbing some gold minerals before he goes back up this ramp for a little bit more scouting potentially. Is he going to go back up here? Yes, he is. Oh, and he does die. Too bad. 2 Marines, too many, and that is going to cost him his life. So we do have the Reaper out on the field. Now let's make sure we keep track of this Reaper. He does have those jetpacks and allowing him to jump up and down cliffs. Ooh, he did take out an SCV there. Good job, Reaper. 1 kill already. Good stuff. But off he goes. He is going to probably confront a couple Marines here. Notice the positioning here for NMxEnixAce. Oh, look at this. TvT just holding the Zelnaga Tower with this Reaper for just a moment. That's kind of interesting play. We do have barracks number 2 going down. It does have a tech lab as well. And another Reaper coming out. Oh, wow. Is he really going to be going Mass Reaper here? It may very well be. He does have double gas right now. I would like to see... I mean, I don't think that's enough production, Reaper production, to, you know, for you to need double gas. So my guess is he's either going to put down a couple more barracks here, or he is going to switch his tech pattern. But here comes the attack. We do have double Reapers getting into the mix. Oh, and he is going to back out. Now we do have Factory out, and Hellion's coming out on the map right now. Does not have a reactor on there, but his tech lab here on the barracks, not doing any upgrades quite yet, but he is really shy right now on his barracks units. He only got out 4 Marines, but he did get out a Ghost, which is a fairly fast tack. Oh, and sniping Reapers. Look at that. That Ghost now has 1 kill, but he does reveal the Ghost tech here. We do have a bunker going down here for Tapeless. Absolutely going to need that. May not quite make it in time. These Reapers tend to be fairly fragile units against this composition here. Reapers, though, pretty good if they have some tanks in front of them. Looks like he is going to clean this force up. Is that Ghost going to go down? No, it does not! Oh, the Ghost staying alive is actually really big here for NMxEnixAce, and he is going to be continuing this attack here in just a moment. We do have Marauders now out on the field. Looks like the Marauders probably should be able to clean this up, but we shall see here in just a moment. Marauders pretty effective here against these units. Notice that NMxEnixAce did pull SCVs in the amount of 7 to aid this little attack. He does have 3 Hellions still alive here, keeping that Ghost alive and having another one join in. Not bad deal. Oh, the snipes going down here. Going to be brutal. Looks as though Tapeless is going to have to evacuate back up here to his high ground. And NMxEnixAce pressing this attack here with a lot of SCVs. Tapeless pulling a bunch of SCVs as well. It is going to be SCV battles here for just a moment. Look at that. You can see that a little bit better without those health bars for just a moment. But here you go, revealing the HP. NMxEnixAce is going to be pretty low on HP for all of these units here, but he still has both Ghosts alive, and that is absolutely what he needs. He is going to add a 3rd one to the mix here in just a moment, but Tapeless now in a kind of a wonky position where he has got to get some more units out. He does now have a starport out. His factory is out as well, but the starport with a reactor here, so going to be getting out medevacs at maximum warp. Here comes the attack. Tapeless is going to have to pull SCVs here again. There he goes. He did lose a couple units there. Those snipes going down are absolutely brutal right now. But here he goes. Going to try and clean this up. This one Marauder has got to stay alive. Marauder dies. Oh my goodness. And there's the GG from Tapeless. Great job there from NMxEnixAce, evening up the score. It is now 1-1 in this best of 5. We'll be going into Game 3 here in just a moment. So don't alt-tab. Stay exactly where you are. Always alt-Starcraft. We will see you guys then. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you. It is tonight's finals in our all-league tournament. It is called Alt Arena All-League, or Open, if you will. And it has been tons of fun. This is the first one we've done. It is a $20 first place prize. And guess what? Like I said, we are in the finals, Game 3, and it is tied up here between Tapeless and NMxEnixAce, both of these guys hailing from Clan Nightmare, as you can see by their tag in front of their name here. Tapeless is going to be spawning down here as our Green Terran. In the bottom left-hand corner in the top right, we do have NMxEnixAce spawning as our Teal Terran. Cross positions here on Shakuras Plateau. Yeah, and NMX team out on the live stream saying, nice Ghost. I agree. Those Ghosts were so dang effective, man. Absolutely great stuff. Those snipes, brutalizing Tapeless's unit so quickly. He was just unable to transition quite fast enough in that last game. But good stuff so far. It is tied up, which is, man, it makes things so much more fun, I think. But that's going to skew here in just a moment. One of these guys does have to lose. One of them will win, and that will take us to Game 4 for sure. Oh, man, I'm so excited for this matchup. It is going to be barracks first here for both players. Notice that their timing's almost identical at this point. Gotta love these two guys. Such crisp timing, such high level of play from both of these individuals. Beautiful stuff. And it looks as though neither going to be going down to the low ground quite yet, but working on a slight wall off potentially here for NMxEnixAce. We'll see if he is going to wall off there. Excuse me. All right. And we do have some scouts cruising out across the map. These guys not quite seeing each other there, actually. But this SCV headed in the incorrect direction, and so is this one, but they will eventually find each other right around the same time. Not a bad deal there. And pretty crisp timings, like I said, but nothing strange yet. I don't see any tech labs, and that's the first game we've had with no tech lab right off the bat. But we do have our orbital commands on the way for both these players at almost identical timings, but notice that we do have a later gas here for Tapeless than we did have for NMxEnixAce. So that's going to be interesting. Oh, I say that and look at that. Tech lab only slightly behind what we've seen before from these players. But it is going to be a tech lab, and we do have barracks number 2 going down for NMxEnixAce. So going to try and continue potentially his winning streak, but taking it early. Maybe he is going to be going for those early Reapers and try and do some damage right off the bat. We do have double Marines here that just did take out a scouting SCV, so good job there from Tapeless. And wow, a very fast command center here for Tapeless, so great stuff. Marine's going to be cruising over here to the ramp. In the meantime, we do have Reaper coming out on the field. We do have one Marine camping here, as well as Stimpack being researched. Interesting play so far. And barracks number 2 is going to be complete. And there goes the Reaper for NMxEnixAce. So let's follow this guy. We don't want to lose track of him. He is super quick, super fast old bugger. Oh wow, I can't follow him when you're in that view. There we go, there we go. Off he goes. That is going to be tons of fun. Go get him, buddy. Here he goes. Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Good job, buddy. And here he goes. He is going to go up the back way here. It looks like sneaky, sneaky. Gotta like this guy. NMxEnixAce is going to be putting some pressure on with one Reaper here in just a moment. Going to pop up here and is going to see a command center right away. That may tell him it's time to put some pressure on. Here comes the attack, though. We do have this bunker complete, but where is the defenses? There they are. There are the Marines. Going to try and take this guy out. Was unable to get very much done. So a little bit of a loss there for NMxEnixAce, but he did get good scouting intel off of that. He did see this command center going down in such a quick time, and he also saw a factory. So very, very good intel, I think, from that. Maybe not super cost effective, but actually, you know what? Probably is when you come to think of it. He wouldn't have been able to get all of that intel, I don't think, fast enough with one SCV trying to cruise up this ramp. It probably would have got taken out before he was able to see the factory. But we'll see how that's going to play out for him. We do have one SCV here for Tapeless, checking to see. Does not see any expansions quite yet. And a scan going down his opponent's base, wants to see if there's an expand. It does not see one. So he is going to be expecting pressure, which means it's probably going to be a good time to put down more bunkers and get out more units. Got to love it. Now we do have second orbital command up and running. He is going to be just mining his main for now and massing up some units. He's going to get some Hellions out as well as Vikings. I mean, my goodness, siege tanks too. So he's going to be going for a pretty nice looking unit composition here. First tank is going to be out here in just a moment. Does have a Hellion. Wow, it's going to be a very interesting combination here. Starport working on a Viking first. Interested to see if he's going to go for a reactor or a tech lab after this. But I imagine the add-on should come next. We'll see if that's the case. Or maybe he's just going to stick with standard Starport production. Or no production, maybe. Who knows? Who knows such things until they happen? But we do have one Viking here going to be on patrol position just in case his opponent decides to put some backdoor pressure on him with drops. He did scout this starport of his opponent with that scan, so he is probably expecting to see some medevac play. We do have 2 medevacs out on the field already, but they are going to be cruising out across the field with the main army, so it looks like they're going to try and hit the front door, if you will, to try and make that happen. But look at the defensive position here for Tapeless. He is going to be back here next to his expansion. I think he is definitely a little bit afraid of this attack. Tapeless is going to be trying to utilize this bunker potentially. Probably could use another bunker, I would think, maybe in like this position here, or maybe right here, or something like that. But these tanks, I would probably move one of them up. Oh, never mind, he's got one forward here. Here comes the elevator tactics. We do have this tank that's going to be fairly effective here. And looks like that is going to be held off. Oh, no! No, no, no! Vikings getting sniped! Ouch! Big loss there for Tapeless. Does not want to be losing. Vikings right now was trying to snipe those medevacs, but not going to happen. Those drops taking place way too fast there for NMxEnixAce. And now he is streaming units across the map, and I do not blame him. Ladies and gentlemen, he ought to go ahead and potentially try and push this attack, because those Vikings actually were really some of his greatest units, I think, in that engagement. Now, he does have a lot of tanks out on the field. I like this one back here in the back. I'm liking the positioning here. He's going to be putting these guys a little bit more forward, so not bad positioning, getting a lot of tanks here. He does have one more Viking on the field. He should be okay, but look at this. NMxEnixAce does have a very large force cruising out across the field here. Stim is complete. We don't have concussive shell. No concussive shell, but we do have infantry armor level 1 on the way, and attack already complete. Infantry, attack is complete. And fun with medevacs, got to do something, I guess, in your spare time. Looks as though NMxEnixAce is going to be trying to have some fun dropping and picking units up. Is he going to be mounting his attack? But in the moment here, Tapeless is going to be putting his expand down. Oh, and look at that. Looks like NMxEnixAce was going to try and block his opponent's expand, but it is too late. The orbital command is going down here. And it looks as though the factory is going to have to evacuate, but may end up starting on fire, which means it will probably burn down. No, not quite. Wow, staying alive there pretty good. That is because these Marines do not have +1 attack. Ouch, but here comes the drop, ladies and gentlemen, and it is going to be in the back of the main. A lot of units going down here. We do have 2 tanks in range already. Looks like these guys cruising forward. Are they going to be able to take out this tank? Notice, oh wow, trying to get that sucker repaired fast, but it was not quite fast enough. It looks like this tank is going to get repaired just enough to be able to hold on here. Great defense there from NMxEnixAce, and I think that is definitely going to be putting him ahead right now in this matchup. Wow, this Viking trying to do a pretty good job here. He did take out 1 medevac, and I think he is going to get a snipe on number 2. Yes, he is. Let's check units lost here and see what's happening. NMxEnixAce is absolutely behind at this point in the resources lost tab. Let's just check the units tab and see where we're at that side of things. Tapeless does have, well, he's got a mule advantage, that's for sure. But his opponent does have 38 SCVs to 34, so a slight advantage there, and will have plenty of mules of his own. So it's fairly even economically at this point, maybe slightly in favor of NMxEnixAce, but not by very much, especially considering how much losses he's already taken there in his army count. So not bad though from Tapeless. And here comes the main attack from Tapeless. Looks like he is going to try and push this. Tank's going to be sieging up. He does have plenty of stim Marines here. Going to be drawing the fire. Oh, drawing these guys into that siege line, and all of those Marines going down, absolutely evaporating there. Pushing this attack, going to be leapfrogging forward here. This guy going to siege up there. These guys going to siege up right here on the ramp. Great positioning, and it looks like this army here of Marines did take some severe losses, but not quite enough. These guys are definitely going to be enough to deny this expand. Notice that this Viking is going to be brutalizing this poor guy. It is now on fire, and absolutely no way to save that one. It is going to go down. A lot of tanks here, and notice all these units streaming out across the map here to reinforce this position. No drops in the works quite yet. It looks as though NMxEnixAce is going to try and defend. Going to be stimming forward here while these tanks were unsieged. Is it going to be enough? No, it is not. The tanks siege up very quickly, blasting away here at NMxEnixAce's forces, taking them down, and there's the GG from NMxEnixAce. Game number 3 going in favor of Tapeless. That will take us to game number 4, where it will be match point for Tapeless. And NMxEnixAce does have the pressure on. Going to have to go on a 2-game winning streak if he wants to win that $20. But thank you guys for coming up. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt tab. Always alt Starcraft. We will see you guys here in just a bit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack, and we do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be on MLG's Zelnaga Caverns. Tapeless taking on NMxEnixAce. Both of these guys hailing from Clan Nightmare. Just phenomenal matchup so far. It is the finals of tonight's All-League Arena Tournament for Alt Starcraft. And Tapeless up right now, 2-1 there in Game 3. Beautiful stuff from him in that last game. Great defense turning into wonderful offense, taking that game down in phenomenal style. NMxEnixAce, now the pressure is on because this is point match, or match point rather. Yikes, match point for Tapeless. But these guys, such a wonderful matchup, very, very even match. And it's kind of sad almost to see teammates having to battle it out in the finals like this. But I guess on the nice side of things, at least they know that one of them will be taking home a $20 prize, which is not too bad for a single night tournament here. If I do say so myself, actually it probably is really bad. I know I'm a cheapskate. What can I say? But that's okay. Do the best I can. And until we get some sponsors, that is probably what we're going to have to stick with for a little while. But Barracks is going down here in phenomenal time. As you can see, these guys practicing their build orders very, very effectively. You can see that almost identical timings there. And we do have a slight wall in here from both players. You can see the supply depot is going down in almost identical positions. And the Barracks is working diligently here. Oh wow, a little bit faster gas here for NMxEnixAce. Going to be fairly effective. Look at this, Tapeless checking to see if there's any proxy barracks there. I love the scouting from these guys. Beautiful, beautiful play there. Tapeless always checking things out. You've got to love that methodical nature from him. And even though he is, such a reactionary player, at least he is always checking for reasons to react. And that is what the key is, I think. So he does have his first Marine out on the field. However, there is going to be an SCV in his base that he is going to try and kill. Same thing here for NMxEnixAce, who's going to try and kill this SCV, who is currently abandoning his forward position here, his scouting position. He is going to Baliosis. Out he goes. Where is he headed? Oh, wow. He's going to this position right here. I wonder... No, never mind. No, he's not. He's going to figure something else out here in just a moment. But Tapeless did run off, it looks like, his opponent's SCV, who is cruising back out across the map here. Going to try and find something to do. Now, Tapeless, oh wow, it looks like he may dip back out here with this SCV. See if he's going to try and get some more scouting intel in, or if he's going to, I don't know, build something. No, looks like it is going to be scouting intel. Going to bust up this ramp here. Does see the bunker going down. Doesn't mind to go ahead and sacrifice himself. He does know that he is probably going to die at that point with how close that Marine was to the bottom of the ramp. But in the meantime, this Tech Lab Barracks is going to be pumping out a Reaper who is currently headed out across the map. Now let's see what he's got going here real quick. He does have Combat Shield on the way. Combat Shield obviously only for the Marines, but we should see, I think, from NMxEnixAce another big infantry army here. Going to be very interesting play. Here comes the Reaper, though, stalling here at this mineral line, and let's just check out what Tapeless has got for defense up here. You guys have 4 Marines and a factory going down, as well as an expand here in fairly decent time. Going to be turning into an orbital command, but here comes the Reaper of NMxEnixAce popping up here. Is he going to get some kills before the Marines are able to take him down? Oh, look at that, pulling SCVs to brutalize this poor guy. Oh, does get a kill. However, it was a mule. So it didn't cost his opponent minerals. However, it did cost him energy. Now, that's fairly costly. So mule going down, I think, was a pretty good snipe at that point. But he did get some good scouting intel. He did see the orbital commando. We do need to check his vision. Whoops. It's this vision. Look, he did not see what's going down here. Now, that's big. Unless he clicked this very, very quickly, he doesn't know what that is, but it is indeed a starport. We do have a factory already complete, and notice Blue Flame out on the way right now and getting out some Hellions. So he's going to have some Blue Flame Hellions to add to his mix here. He's already got a couple Marines here camping out in this forward position and sending out this orbital command to secure the expand. Now, NMxEnixAce got the same type of idea here. He does have an orbital command on the way and probably going to be flying that sucker out here fairly quickly. In the meantime, he does have 2 reactors going down on his subsequent barracks, and these guys are going to be pumping out infantry units at full bore. We do have an engineering bay on the way, and look at that, weapons level 1 right away. Interesting stuff. Now, We do, I mean, this, we're going to have a, looks like mech play, probably a good unit combination. And some medevacs going to be cruising out here. Wow, where is he headed? Oh, to this position here, probably to pick up some Hellions there, who are going to be keeping a forward position. So kind of interesting. We do have a bunker going down here for Tapeless, making it more difficult to break while he is performing drops. Not bad. Now, NMxEnixAce did secure his expand here. He does have some SCVs going to be transferring out there. Tapeless still slightly ahead. Let's just check the units tab and see where we're at economically. Notice Tapeless does have a slight advantage in the harvester count, 33 to 27, so a 6 harvester difference there. Not too bad at all. Any advantage is a good advantage, especially in a mirror matchup. And we do have a factory going down for NMxEnixAce. My guess is that this is just tech to get him to his air units. Got to get that starport down. Don't think he's going to be switching to mech here. I don't think. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think that's what he's doing, but it's possible, I guess. I've been wrong before, but we do have quite a few Marines cruising out across the field here, as well as what looks to be a Blue Flame Hellion drop going to commence here in just a moment. Now, it is scouted here by NMxEnixAce. Is NMxEnixAce going to turn around? Does not look like it, but Blue Flame Hellion is going to be cruising forward here, going to get a decent amount of SCV kills, it looks like, and going to brutalize these Marines as well. But here comes the attack from NMxEnixAce, going to be stimming in here, going straight for the mineral line. Nothing in, oh, these guys aren't even in range yet, so wow. Good pull there. He did get these guys. Siege Tech is still waiting to complete. Let's take a look in on these. Oh, wow, they did die pretty fast. Let's just check Control R while this attack continues here. Workers killed, not too bad, but here they go. Looks like they are going to be able to take out this tank, maybe almost, but now they're going to cruise up to the high ground. Got to get this tank in position, pulling SCVs here. SCVs all going to be dying, especially to that stim. Good stuff here from NMxEnixAce, brutalizing Tapeless at this point, I think. Tapeless now barely getting that siege tank in position fast enough to deal, and going to have to get back into position here economically. Let's check the units tab and see where he's at. He did lose a lot of SCVs there, down to 20, his opponent at 24. Mules being summoned here, absolutely necessary, I think, at this point, but those siege tanks are going to help him here defensively for just a little while. So a good defensive position here from Tapeless. Not a bad deal. So good stuff. Let's take a look. We do have a starport now going down on the reactor, which does mean medevacs. And another tech lab going down here on the barracks, which probably means heavier marauder. Yeah, you guys know what you like. Good transition here, I think, for NMxEnixAce, especially considering the amount of tanks that Tapeless is likely to have out on the map here. So we do have some more Blue Flame Hellions cruising around. They may be able to mount a fairly effective attack at the back of this natural here. Here they come right now. Are they going to get some decent kills? Getting a good amount of kills, but going down very, very quickly to those Stim Marines. Oh, getting in the main! Going to probably get a couple more kills up here by himself. And down he goes. So let's check Control R and see where we're at. 21 to 22, so workers killed very even now, thanks to what NMxTapeless has done there. Let's check units lost and see where we're at. Wow. Talk about even Steven, man. I mean, these guys really on target against each other in this matchup. And, I mean, it's getting down to crunch time, so I don't blame these guys for pulling out all the stops, trying to make it happen. We do have what appears to be another expand going down here for NMxEnixAce. Wonder if he's going to secure the gold or if he's just going to secure this location here. My guess is probably this location. I don't know. We'll see. Unless he, I don't know, he could go for a planetary here. But he isn't taking out the rocks yet, so I don't know. Here comes what looks to be a nice looking push, though, from NMxEnixAce. Going down here to the low ground, maybe? Nope. No, he's not. Does have 4 medevacs. Now, let's take a look at the defenses here for Tapeless. He does have 4 siege tanks. A couple Hellions. There's another siege tank. And we do have everybody loaded up into medevacs. The medevacs going to try and find a good spot to drop. And it looks like they have chosen. Blue Flame Hellions trying to get into position. Tanks trying to do as much damage as they possibly can. These guys are going to have to unsiege if they want to be super effective. This tank being really, really effective where it's at, especially with that SCV repair going down. Looks like we may see another drop back here in the back. Yep. Marine's going to be stimming forward here, and out they go. probably need to see some Vikings, I think, out on the field here for Tapeless now. That will help him deal with those medevacs just a little bit better, but he does still have a pretty decent defense, but lost a lot of units there. Let's check the units tab. Notice that, oh wow, but Tapeless still has the Harvester advantage. Now that is interesting, considering, I mean, that means he's been really building up his economy here lately. So great stuff there from Tapeless, able to hold on to a really solid economic lead. I'm liking that quite a bit. Units lost does show it's actually fairly even. NMxEnixAce throwing away, I guess, a lot of units in that attack. Maybe overcommitted just a little bit. But that's a lot of tanks, ladies and gentlemen. Lots and lots of siege tanks. Look at that guy. He's dancing around his buddy there. Good blue flame Hellions here. Let's get you back to your production tab. Tapeless does have a Raven coming out on the field, as well as vehicle weapons level 1. Boy, that's going to really make these Crucio shock cannons that much more effective. Beautiful stuff. Got to love it. And looks like a command center going to be going down here for Tapeless. Going to try and secure a third base. Is it going to be the gold? That is the question. Now, he hasn't destroyed these rocks yet, and it looks as though Tapeless did destroy these gold rocks and going to secure his expand right here at the gold. Now, he did turn it into an orbital command, so not going to see a planetary fortress, which I think is a smart move. Oh, look at this. We do. Oh, he's not going to block it. Now, that's interesting. He could have blocked it there for just a second. That would have been fun. Here comes the mules, though. It looks as though these blue flame Hellions are going to back out. Being fairly active here, but going up against even 2 Marauders, not a good deal. One of those Hellions did go down fairly quickly. Look at this. NMxEnixAce going to be putting his factory here to block the expand. Barrack's going to be cruising over here. Is going to get some scouting intel. Looks as though those Hellions did cruise up here trying to get a couple kills, but got intercepted by these Marauders and Marines with stim and took them out pretty stinking quick. Great play from both of these guys right now. Got to love it. Looks like Tapeless is going to take a forward position here. Does have some Vikings on the field now. Tank's going to be sieging up. Hellion's going to be getting in their faces, and NMxEnixAce going to back out here. Now, I think that Tapeless going to want to deny this gold expand, so probably going to make every effort to do so here, especially since he is still on one base. And wow, look at that. NMxEnixAce saying, fine, have it. Going to go ahead and stall there and go and move this guy over to this position. However, there is a Marine ready and waiting to deal. And look at this. Viking's going to be fairly effective here, but here comes the attack. Going to be dropping units right on all these siege tanks. Great play, making those siege tanks do a lot of extra damage to each other. But is it going to be enough? Oh my goodness, Tapeless brutalizing this army. Pretty good. Here comes some reinforcements from NMxEnixAce. Looks like they are going to barely be able to clean that up there. Pretty good stuff. But back and forth is phenomenal right now. Here comes a couple Blue Flame Hellions. Going to try and get a couple SCV kills, I would assume here. But going to get taken out by this Marauder here fairly quickly. Look at this. Tapeless is taking another command center up here right where he wants it, just building it right there. May as well. My goodness. And look at this. NMxEnixAce is going to go back for the gold here. I think he likes that slight advantage that he's getting from that gold expand. Mining it with mules, super, super effective. Is he going to be able to hold it now? No. Tapeless has got to get... Oh, wow. Look at this. Never mind. He's going to take gold himself. That is going to even the playing field here very, very well, I think. And it should... I think this is going to put Tapeless ahead, especially considering that he does have a 4th base. And so, I mean, this is not bad play from either player at this point, but NMxEnixAce going to want to try and deny this. Is he going to be able to get in here? Orbital command down. I would assume we're going to see a whole slew of mules at this gold expand here just about any moment. A lot of Blue Flame Hellions here, but here comes the attack from NMxEnixAce. Going to be stimming in here. Oh, the siege line brutalizing these guys. Going to be sieging up here. Here come the Blue Flame Hellions. Looks like he's trying to catch his opponent a little bit out of position, but there is siege tanks all over the place here. And Tapeless going to be cleaning these guys up in tremendous style, I think. Beautiful, beautiful play. NMxEnixAce now going to be at a severe disadvantage, ladies and gentlemen. Great, great defense there from Tapeless. Having those tanks in the back is absolutely so smart, especially against those infantry armies. They've got to go for some of those, you know, gun and run type attacks where you just run in there and try and gun up as quick as you can to do as much damage as you possibly can. Here comes yet another one of those type attacks. Going to try and do something, but it looks like too many tanks, too many Hellions for these Marauders to deal with. And down, down, down they go. Plenty of Vikings here to deal with medevacs. We do have NMxEnixAce streaming units out here for defense at his gold. Now this is the key for him staying in this game. He's absolutely got to hold this gold at position now. If he's not able to, I think that is going to be game, because this is his main economy at this point. And turtling up behind a gold is exactly what he needs to do. And look at this, is going to be losing this expand, and it may even burn down, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Big loss here. The orbital command does die to the Viking fire. TvT going to be backing up here as NMxEnixAce going to be trying to deny this gold expand, trying to potentially even the field here. I think is a great idea, but damage has been done, and it looks as though TvT in great position now to hold. And I don't know. I think that's going to be game, to be honest. I really, really think that TvT has won this here, which means that he will be taking home $20 if we do find a GG from NMxEnixAce. Now, I do like that NMxEnixAce is trying to hold on here, doing everything he can to potentially pull it out and pull out a win out of this game that is absolutely going in favor of TvT right now. Look at that, not even taking time to siege these tanks up. Here they come, going to be brutalizing this army. NMxEnixAce losing his main army there, and there's the GG! Wow. Beautiful, beautiful play. Thank you so much for NMxEnixAce for coming out and playing that. It's a lot of work to get to the finals, and hopefully not too disappointing to go ahead and lose there to his opponent, his opponent and friend and clanmate there, TvT, but grats to TvT. What a phenomenal show of strength and beautiful, beautiful gameplay from both of these guys. Gotta love that TvT in the end. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a phenomenal tournament, and I will be signing out for the evening, so don't alt-tab. Always alt Starcraft. We will see you guys next time.